the sound. To the sound. To the sound. To the sound.
All right. Hey, late night stream, I guess. It's one of those nights. I guess it's Friday. So good time to, I don't know, maybe catch up on a few things before I have to go to work this weekend. A lot of legal stuff has been going on, apparently. I did not, and I repeat, I did not read every single part of the latest filings. Why? Because one, I'm not a lawyer, and two, they are very, 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 very dense. But what I did read was very interesting. For certainty, Amber, which is the 7M lawyer, is certainly not playing around. Anyways, we welcome you out there. We got Mother Earth. We got Peter Harrington. Hi, Peter Harrington. How are you, my friend? Hope you are well. Hopefully, some of you have looked over some of the filings, so you can kind of fill me in on the parts that I are unaware of. But I kind of got the gist of a few things that I thought was worth having a short little stream. And when I say short, I hopefully really mean being short. I don't have any intention of going, more than 30 minutes to an hour, but that really depends if somebody wants to come in or not. You know how I am. I keep these things open if you want to come and join and have a civil discussion. I don't mind. But for the most part, I just, let you guys know my thoughts on a few things and then call it a night. So I think some of the more interesting aspects of the latest filings are, well, one, and other people have noted this too. So this is not me just going, oh yeah, I thought this, blah, blah. I mean, yes, some of the things I did think the same as everybody else because it was pretty apparent, but I was fully agree with them. And I thought some of the things that were most notable about the latest filing was, well, one of them was one of the interrogatories, which is the questions that are asked during discovery, which you were compelled to ask if they're relevant to the case. They're fact-seeking questions for the most part. Autistic Shill says I was enjoying a night off. I was enjoying a nice day off in social media. And then Steam McRae decides to go live, and I'm smoking. So yeah, I'm gonna try this. Okay. Well, just chill, Autistic Shill. Just sit back, listen, and enjoy the conversation as it progresses. If people come in, if not, then it's just me giving a monologue and dialogue. But that's fine. I'm used to that anyways. But yeah, you shouldn't have to do any kind of moderating tonight. Just give me your opinion on things if you want. Or come on in and say hi. I can give you the link if you want. Just let me know if you want the link. I'm not going to pin the link until somebody wants it because, I don't know, just don't need to. But yeah, so going back to the interrogatories, one of the things I noticed was they wanted all her social media from January 2020 and on. Now, that really couldn't honestly include some of her deleted stuff, but I find it notable that she didn't even mention any deleted stuff that she had. We know she had at least one or two Twitter accounts that she had deleted just during the beginning of 2020, just after 2019, because the last words I ever spoke to that woman were in September of 2019. I believe it was September 22nd was the exact date. But we know for a fact she has sock accounts. There is no doubt in anybody's mind that Katie Joy Paulson doesn't have any sock accounts. And people had noted, and I think very astutely and very correctly, that when she was asked about all her social media accounts, she didn't put any of those accounts down. She put her main Twitter account, Facebook, Instagram, but she didn't put any of the stock accounts. And kind of reading into it, she was basically saying that what does it matter? And 7M's lawyer is basically, well, you're disseminating false information about my client, and you're doing it from multiple platforms, multiple accounts. We want to have every account that you used. And I think it's very pertinent, very, very pertinent. So what I think that they might end up doing is a couple things. Again, this is all speculation. I am not a lawyer. I have no training in law other than, a semester here and there of some college level courses and being involved in lawsuits. But I think it's kind of self-evident that there's a couple things that that they can do. One, obviously, they sent a motion to compel. There's a hearing August 1st at 9 a.m. I believe that's Central Time. I'm going to actually take the day off for that, believe it or not. I can kind of rearrange my schedule. I mean, it's not like I'm taking the day off and then not making it up. It's just that I'm going to request Tuesday and Friday off rather than my usual Wednesday, Friday, or Sunday, Friday. And I'll be fine with that. They always give me that. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm be able to make it for that particular hearing and listen into it. Now, I probably would close anyways. I probably wouldn't even go into late today, but I want to make sure. But the hearing is going to be probably asking the judge. We've asked these questions. She hasn't complied. We would like some sanctions. We would like some contempt, maybe some civil contempt charges of some kind, but mostly sanctions and an order from the judge. I mean, I don't know if they're going to straight to sanctions, but they're definitely going to ask the judge to approve the motion for the discovery where she has to list all her sock accounts, which I think is going to be amazing. And if they really wanted to play hardball and she doesn't do it, they could just ask for all her Twitter information. Log in using her credentials, download server side in a tarball or a zip file everything she's ever said on that account, and then go from there. Now, that would be a lot of information. Matter of fact, it's kind of funny because one of the defense that Katie Joy's lawyer had said was basically, hey, you're asking for too much. And they're like, well, that's because she's lied a lot of times. If you think we're asking for too much because all she does is lie, then it's because she lies too much. That's her own dang fault. That's kind of their argument, and they're right. But they can ask for her login credentials and download her files and get everything they possibly need from that way if they really wanted to. The problem with that is it is in JSON form, and it doesn't give you the specifics of the persons they are talking to in any readability, so to speak. It gives you an ID number, and then you have to go through a Twitter thing to find out what count that ID number corresponds to. It's not easy, but they certainly could search the entire JSON data for 7M, for Miranda, for wasn't it Derek, Robert Shin, the church name, whatever the Shinnecock Church is, whatever it is, and they could search it that way, obviously. So I think that's going to be some options that they have. And then the other notable thing was, and I think this was this was pretty notable. Now, from experience, you guys have seen in lawsuits that a lawyer cannot willfully put in testimony from a client they know is wrong. They cannot, especially put something on a stand knowing that person is going to put out false information. I would assume the same thing happens in a legal case where you're telling them this is our discovery. So I would assume that a lawyer cannot knowingly lie to the, in this case, the plaintiff or to the court about the things that the interrogatories were asking about. So follow along with me here. If Katie Joy did tell her lawyer that she has sock accounts, now this is a big if because Katie Joy never tells the truth on anything, but let's assume that she did. Let's say her lawyer asked her straight out, hey, look, we got attorney-client privilege. I have to know these things. Did you buy subs? And let's say she said yes. So when the interrogatory question was asked, about buying subs, did you all notice, and other people again pointed this out, that she didn't deny it? If you look at what she answered in my complaint, she would be like denied, don't affirm, or denied but with caveat kind of stuff, whatever. But basically, if she felt something was incorrect, you would put deny. I deny that accusation. But if she told her lawyer that she did buy subs, I don't see how she could deny in a response for the interrogatories, because then the lawyer would be willfully and knowingly purporting a lie to the court and allowing Katie Joy to say something that's not true. So the lawyer, and I think this was, what a lawyer is supposed to do. The lawyer kind of answered the question more along the lines of, why is it relevant? Not deny, but why is it relevant? I think that is massive. Now, yes, a lot of people for a long time have suggested and thought that Katie Joy had bought subs. Now, if you remember historically, I have always been on the fence about that. I have never accused, well, maybe once or twice toward the later part of this year, maybe, I kind of changed my position and thought, yeah, maybe she is buying subs. But, early on, I was really hesitant to say that she was buying subs because I just didn't think the way they were arguing that she was buying subs was really convincing. But as time goes on, certain things seem to pile up more and more. This, however, this is almost, uh, yeah, I'm just going to say, yeah, I'm probably at this point convinced she is buying subs. I could be wrong on that. If I am wrong, I'll happily retract that. But so is everybody else. All you people are wrong too if she didn't buy subs. But the fact that her lawyer didn't deny that accusation, but said instead, what's the relevance, is extremely telling to me. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that that was at all telling, or do you think it was some kind of strategic move? I don't know what possibly move that could be, because if the judge rules it's relevant, they have to answer the question. Well, no, we didn't buy subs, or we did, and they would get that information, which would be, obviously, how'd you pay for it, how many do you buy, the dates of the purchases, and things of that nature. Um, there is a confidentiality agreement. Well, it's not even an agreement, but what it is a protective order for the information that the judge did sign for highly sensitive information. So there are certain things that are going to be designated in the court case, which are eyes only, meaning that only the court and the attorneys have access to it. The reason I think that they do that or did that is because they know firsthand that if Katie Joy gets a hold of information, she will make it public, no matter how private the information is. She has no scruples, no integrity. So they preemptively said, look, we don't want her to profit from this. And there's sensitive financial data and other things in here that we don't want her to be privy to. We're happy to provide the court records of all this information, but we don't want to do it where Katie Joy can have access to it. And I think they were absolutely right to do that. And the judge agreed. So I don't know if the buying of subs would fall under that. I don't know why that'd be considered to be something to be highly confidential. And if it isn't highly confidential and it's made public, and it would kind of have to be, because if she did say she bought subs, they're going to go hard on that, and they're going to really, attack her credibility, which is going to be all in the public record. So I think the fact that they didn't outright deny it, to me, is convincing enough that I think she did buy subs. So, anyways, those are the two biggest things that I really I saw. The other ones, there were some things in there. What was some of the other interrogatories? There's some serious shade in there too. I love the shade. As Emily D. Baker would say, "Oh, the shade." The shade by the lawyers. For some strange reason, Katie Joy's attorney, which is for this particular case not Graham. This is a different. This is a woman that's representing her for this particular case. Graham, I guess, had enough or whatever, and he's no longer. I guess he's still in the name, but he's not really handling anything with the case, from what I understand. And then Amber started her own law firm. She's now a Amber, whatever her last name is, I don't remember. PLLC. So she's actually changed for different names on the court. Change of records of who the court lawyers are, because she's no longer with the legal corporation she was with before, the company, whatever it is, the legal firm, Dudley or Smith, I think it was. She's now with her own legal firm. Good for her. So that she made a change for that. But Katie Joy's lawyer, for some reason, didn't seem to understand what the word affiliate was, which I thought was hilarious. And so Amber was throwing shade and said something along the lines of, "You've practiced law for 15 years and you don't know what the word affiliate is." I find that to be dubious. Not the exact word she used, but she used a word similar, very problematic, unbelievable that you practiced law for 15 years and you don't know what the word affiliate means. There are such things called dictionaries, if you at least want to get an idea, a general overview of how a word is generally, in the most broadest sense, called sensu lato sense, is used in a particular language. So when they're asking for affiliates, I'm sure that they could have gone to a common dictionary, or I don't know if Blackwell's Law Dictionary has the word affiliate in it, and I didn't look. But anybody who's done any kind of court cases with tortious interference or any kind of tort case law, when you're talking about contractual law or things of that nature, you'd have to understand that there are relationships that are out there that are going to be termed affiliates. As a matter of fact, one of the things they had asked her was, I forget who pointed this out. I just saw it today, and I apologize. Who was it? It could have been Nene Marie, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. Somebody will tell me. You guys follow everything throughout the daytime. But who was it that pointed out very astutely that she had said that she had no contractual contracts with any affiliates, that she didn't have anything relating to, I believe it was it Netflix or was it, I don't remember, but she said that she basically didn't have any kind of contracts or non-disclosure or confidentiality agreements with anybody. And then later on in the court case, she said, well, what does it matter if I did? Because if I did, there's confidentiality agreements in there, and I'm a journalist, and I don't have to tell you anyways. And people are going, wait a minute here. These are vastly two different stories. This is the type of contradiction that we live for when we listen to Katie Joy's clips and things of that nature, because she's so full of contradictions. If she didn't have any affiliates early on, what she said, and any contractual relationships with anybody early on, then why later on did she say, well, if I did, there's a confidentiality agreement, and if there's a confidentiality agreement, I don't have to release anything about it because I'm a journalist, which of course, Amber has rightly pointed out she's not. I don't know if the court has ruled upon that or not. I haven't seen any ruling on it, but as Amber again brilliantly points out, even if Katie Joy was, I'm going to try to say this with a straight face. Okay. I'm going to try to not laugh. Okay, here we go. I'm breathing. Okay, deep breath, Steve. Breathe, breathe. I'm going to try to say this with a straight face. If Amber is correct, I'm sorry. If Katie Joy is a journalist, it wouldn't matter. Amber was arguing even if Katie Joy was a journalist, it wouldn't matter. And I hate using the word journalist and Katie Joy in the same sentence. It's just odd. It feels weird. But we all know she's not a journalist. She has no journalistic credentials. She is a gossip columnist. Nothing more, nothing less. She has no journalistic integrity. She has no qualifications. She is not a reporter. She is not a journalist. She's not a media personality. But even if she did have any relationship to a media outlet and was a journalist, as Amber said, why would it matter? There's no such thing in a civil case for journalistic privilege. None. Zero. There's really not even journalistic privilege outside of a case. There's this perceived notion that journalists don't have to release their sources, but that's not true, actually. It's generally understood that if you're a journalist and you have a confidential source, you don't release that information, because then, who's going to want to go to you again? And you have to abide by your promises. But if a court orders you to release it, then yes, you have to. And at that point, is it worth spending days in jail, weeks in jail? There's been journalists that have been jailed for years not releasing information. I think there was one journalist or two, if I'm not mistaken, that had been served several years of jail time because they refused to give up the name of their source. And eventually the judge, said, okay, fine, whatever. At this point, it's not serving any good for society. Okay, I got some things here. I got to do this live chat. Sorry, I was not ignoring you all. LV80, WoW Mage. Oh, WoW Mage. Okay, level 80 WoW Mage. That's what it is. Hey, I was a WoW Mage too. I was a Fire Mage before Fire Mage wasn't cool, and then I went Frost Mage, and I was the second top PvP mage on my server of Silvermoon. Yes, I was. I'm very proud of that. Never made it first. The first was amazing, and I could never beat her. But I did know her. And but anyways, she says, "Hello, Steve McCrae, first time viewer of your live and your videos." Well, thank you. I have close to 2,000 videos. So if this is your first, you have 1,999 more videos to watch before you're caught up. You can start in the morning though if you want. Okay. At least watch the 1,350 on this video on this channel. Then I got another 700 on Non Sequitur, and I think 300-400 on another channel. So, Megan, welcome, Megan. How are you, Megan, out there? And by the way, I'm just gonna put this out there. Megan and Autistic Shill and Kiyomaki, thank you for being mods. But I will put a special shout out to Megan. She is fast becoming one of my more favorite people around. If you need a really good mod and just a nice freaking person, Megan is like the epitome of nice, and I really appreciate that. So Megan, you are really just thank you for all you've been doing lately. And then let's see, Dragon Bay Mama says we're all laughing that KDJ is not a journalist. This is true. Flying Mom, thank you, Laura. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting any super chats tonight. I usually just do these things, but I'll take them. That's gonna, you know what? That's gonna be my Thai food this weekend, I think. And I'll take pictures. I promise. So if I get some Thai food sometime this week, if it's not this weekend, I will this week. I will take pictures of it, and I will thank Flying Mom for that. I'm gonna get, if I do, I'm gonna get yellow curry. I think this time I got green curry last time, and it was so good. So dinner and drink fun. Thank you. I will get probably a Tai Chi. They have one of the best Tai Chi drinks. I think I mean I gotta tell you, man, I put a lot of stuff in my mouth before, but I have never tasted anything like a Tai Chi that's served in a mason jar that has like this tea on the bottom and then like honey and then like coconut milk or something. And I know that came out weird, but hey, we're adults here. But it was absolutely amazing. So yes, I'm going to use that for dinner and drink. I absolutely will, and I promise, like I said, I'll take a picture of it. I'm even going to probably do a review of the place because I'm a local guide from my area, so I go around and I review some places. So thank you, Laura. I very much appreciate that. Level 8 Wham Age says in November 2021, the Washington State Supreme Court ruled that YouTube content creators are not journalists. This is true. Therefore, have no protection under the First Amendment freedom of press. But you also have to remember that she's also been on Instagram, Twitter, and she has had some name recognition with some media outlets, but usually not in a good way, right? I mean, there's some name recognition with The Sun. There's some with some soap opera Spy and some other places. But again, that's not an affiliation as far as her working for a reputable news organization. There's never been a single news organization, such as let's just say like Fox News, that it would say, yes, Katie Joy is one of our reporters, right? So yes, you're absolutely right. The Supreme Court did actually say that YouTuber content creators are not journalists, and I absolutely agree with that. However, I do believe that they are press. And let me explain why. Anybody that has the ability to record something is press. The whole thing for the Constitution, I do believe that the American people was meant to be press. It wasn't just for the elite. It wasn't just for people that were working for a media outlet. But the press involves anybody that wants to go to a city council meeting and record the events. At that point, I think constitutionally you're protected as far as being press. But just because you're press doesn't make you a reporter, nor does it make you a journalist, right? Oh, you're very welcome, Megan. And then we also got Nikki, another person I want to put a shout out to. I just want to drop by and show my support. Nikki, I want to tell you, Nikki, I've been dealing with some things, but Nikki, you will always have my support until you don't, but that will be hopefully never, because I cannot ever see you doing anything that would ever cause any harm to anyone. Another perfect example of just somebody who's just really, really, really sweet. I have had absolutely nothing but the most wonderful experiences with Nikki. She's always been cordial, always been friendly, very accommodating. And we just happen to think a lot alike on a lot of things. And even if we didn't, it wouldn't matter. But I just wanted to appreciate the things in my life and the people that I can just, call up or talk to, and they'll listen and give positive or negative feedback in accordance to, what I'm asking, and just talk. I really miss those things that I haven't had for a long time with a lot of people, to be able to trust people again. So between Nikki and Megan, you two have been really restoring my faith in humanity. Seriously. And this is not me being sappy or hyperbole. This is straight up. You really have seriously give me some more faith in humanity. And by the way, I just realized that I haven't been putting these on screen. Let me, here we go. I'm sorry. Let me do that. So thank you, Flame Mom, Mage. I forgot that I'm on StreamYards. I'm getting all emotional and wrapped up in this stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. So thank you, Nikki. And let's see here. Let's see. Do we got a goose? Did a goose drop by? Where's a goose? I don't see a goose. Oh, there's Goose. Goose. Dragon, y'all it totally fit in with those TDS lunatics. Who's the TDS lunatics? Let's see here. Megan is a sweetheart. Absolutely. I think I'm kind of caught up. All right. So enough sappy stuff. And we'll put the link to come in if you guys want to come in and maybe remind me of something I've forgotten. But I kind of forgot what I was at. So where was I even at here? So um, I was talking about the let me think here. I totally lost my train of thought. So give me something else you saw in the interrogatories when you read these things that stood out to you. I think the ones I've covered was the ones that really stood out the most. Oh, the affiliate thing. Um, yeah, because that to me was a bold faced lie, or at least one of them was, right. I mean, she says two statements; they both cannot be true at the same time, so one of them has to be a lie. Now, I believe obviously that the first one was a lie. That when she said that she had no affiliation with anyone or contracts with anyone, that she lied about that. And then when she got called out for it, then she said, "Well, I may have confidentiality agreements. I may have some contracts with somebody, and if I do, I'm a journalist, therefore I don't have to give it to you." And of course, that's going to be just wrecked. That's going to be wrecked in court. And so, what I think was happening was this, I don't even need to put this out there because you guys already know this, but we all know that Katie Joy relies on these court cases not being able to come to fruition and go in front of a judge to be adjudicated or a jury. Obviously, my case couldn't do it. Yeah, but I will tell you now, if I had to do it over again, and if I could file today, I would definitely try to see it all the way to the end. But I have a much better place than I'm in now than I was 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. And so unfortunately it was just a confluence of events and things of that nature where it prohibited me from going all the way to trial. And I regret that. I really honestly do. However, I at least got something out of it by, her cross complaint, which was just ridiculous. But at the same token, she's had multiple other lawsuits, and they all got dropped at some point as well, right? Oh, Judge Judy, yeah, Dragon Maid, Judge Judy would rip her a new one. She'd be like, "Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining," kind of thing. But we all know, like I said, that these cases probably never reach the end. However, she was relying on that with this particular case. And I think she severely underestimated the resolve of 7M because they felt that they have been so maligned, so defamed, so slandered, so libeled that they're not going to drop it no matter what. They asked for a summary judgment of $1 million, which I'm sure they would have been very happy of. And they would have gone after everything she owns to get it. But I still think that they want it adjudicated. I think they want it to come out in a trial or somewhere along the court case that she's not a real journalist, that she has bought subs, that she's had made a living defaming people. Matter of fact, there was a place in the interrogatories of things of that nature where it said that there have been other lawsuits against her and for defamation, which is pretty telling when they're asking for questions and she's asking why is it relevant. And they're like, well, because you've been sued 6 times already. And yes, Amber knows who I am. Absolutely. She knows. These lawyers do their due diligence. Okay, they know what's going on. They know that she slandered me. They know that she slandered Toddy Westbrook. They know that she slandered um, Todd Chrisley. They know that she's just slandering people left and right. Oh my goodness. Where miracles fly, $50. Damn. I'm going to eat well. Okay. I'm going to seriously eat some Thai food this week. I might even get some sashimi and sushi too. Super sticker. Well, thank you, Miracles Fly. I don't know what I did to deserve that, but I'm certainly going to take it and use it for food and drink. As I've told people, every super chat, every member benefit, everything, or a membership or anything like that, every one of them goes to food, drink, or just stuff that I wouldn't normally even buy myself. Seriously. And then that's not just me talking crap. That is a straight up truth. And I will, like I said, I will take some pictures. I did buy myself some new stuff the other day. I got a new ring lamp, a very inexpensive one because I'm cheap. I'm sorry, not cheap. I'm frugal, but I bought a ring lamp. I haven't even tried it out yet. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. It's from Bookstore. It's a Bookstore one. I haven't taken it out of the box yet, believe it or not. But thank you very much. Do you have any miracles fly? Have any questions or anything? Because I don't recognize the name, so I really appreciate the super sticker. But I'm hoping maybe you have a question too to go along with it, or something I can say to the listeners. Dragon May, I will love to see 7M win, and their dance will be the tune of Whoop, There It Is. Oh, that would be awesome, right? Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Yes, this is why I did not go into singing. Let's see. JJ. Well, hey, JJ. Good to see you. How's your thing been going over there? You still doing stuff with Selfie Queen? I see her stuff pop up every so often, but she streams at like the most inopportune times for me to go over and say hi. And so I see mostly her things come up after the fact, and then I see her community tab stuff come up. But I love the fact that she's been keeping up on the addiction stuff. You know, I think she's a huge advocate for that, and I think that I admire that. So, yep, thank you, Miracles Fly. By the way, again, link is in the link is pinned if Nikki wants to come in, or Megan, Autistic, or any of you. If you want to drop on in and ask questions, by all means. I guess I didn't download even the 7M statements. I'm just kind of doing this from memory. Although there was one thing that I did look at where, again, she said something along the lines of if the amount of information we're requesting is overly broad and unduly burdensome. I love that. Overly broad and unduly burdensome. It's because the defendant has a history of making BS statements. I mean, that's just okay, paraphrase, but whatever, you know what I'm saying, right? It's like, seriously, it's like you're coming after us because we're asking for a bunch of stuff. Only the fact that these are all the things that Katie Joy has said. And by the way, they have enumerated a lot of things. I didn't even know that Katie Joy said some of the things about 7M, and some of them may not be on its face defamation per se, but in a holistic lawsuit where you only have to prove that some of the elements are defamatory, this builds a case that it was willful, it was wanton, it was malicious. And I don't think, Robert Shins is a public figure, so I don't think he has to worry about any kind of malicious thing to prove that it was malicious. But if he could prove malice, it would even be icing on the cake. He doesn't have to. They haven't designated him a public figure. But he has more than sufficient evidence to say that Katie Joy has done this maliciously. As a matter of fact, again, in the interrogatories, did they not ask her, if I remember correctly, again, I didn't download them, but did they not ask her directly, do you drink alcohol and or do drugs when you go streaming on these drunken rants on Instagram? And they know she does Adderall. I would know she does Adderall. And sure, her response was basically, why does it matter? Well, it matters, because if you get drunk and you do it consistently and lie about people, then you kind of willfully know that you're defaming people, and there's no impunity for that. You don't get a free pass just because you're drunk slandering people. Sure, alcohol lowers inhibitions. We all know that. We're none of us are 21 any longer. We're way past those days. But when it comes to Katie Joy, it's a crutch. It's she is an alcoholic. That's not slanderous, and I'm not even, you know what? And I'm going to get flack for this, but you know what? I tell it the way it is, and I'm objective. I don't want to fault her for being an alcoholic. Alcoholism is a very serious disease. I fully believe that. However, I can fault her for being an alcoholic, knowing she's an alcoholic who still drinks and still will not get help. That I can fault her for. But there's a big difference there to be had. If she doesn't drink and got professional help, which she will never do because the narcissist never will, then there's a little more sympathy to be had for somebody who's an alcoholic, for maybe even for Katie Joy. But that's pushing it, because I just don't think anything should be given her when it comes to principle of charity. However, because I have known other people that were alcoholics, and I know people that are in substance abuse programs and that are sponsors for substance abuse programs, I respect them. And I know that they really do believe that even the worst of the worst, when they're an alcoholic, will do things that probably maybe even they wouldn't normally do if they were sober. I believe that to an extent, but I also believe that when you're inherently evil, inherently malicious, inherently dangerous, that when you drink alcohol to the point where she does, it brings out the real her. it doesn't just act as as a non-inhibitor. It doesn't just get rid of your inhibitions. It brings out the real her, the real malicious Katie Joy. So again, I can't fault her for being an alcoholic, but I certainly can fault her for an alcoholic going on drunken rants to defame people. If you want to get drunk and stoned and go video, on YouTube, by all means, it's fun. I like doing it every so often. Used to have, what is it, rum and coke? Maybe do it again. I have no issue with that, but do it responsibly where you're not defaming people. You know, um, but yeah, so that was pretty interesting that they were asking that specific question about alcohol and Adderall. She has to answer that, and then she's just like, "Well, why is it relevant?" Well, it is relevant. It's clearly relevant. How is it not relevant? And then Level Age Wow Mage says Adderall or any kind of meds don't mix well with alcohol. Of course not. But she also, again, if I remember correctly, and you don't quote me on this because I remember certain things, but again, I don't remember where. So I'm not going to be able to go. Oh, here's the evidence for this. Sorry, but maybe you guys remember somewhere along the lines. She said that her doctor said it was okay for her to mix Adderall and alcohol in small quantities. I don't know if that's the case. To me, I can't imagine any doctor ever saying if you're on Adderall to drink. I cannot. But however, I'm not a doctor, so maybe in her particular case, the doctor's like, you're an alcoholic. You're going to go through detox if you don't get alcohol, and you also have ADD, ADHD, PTP, boy, E, A to Z, whatever your letters that you want to put together. That's what she's got. She's got HPD, she's got NPD, even though she's never been diagnosed for it professionally, she claims. But she's taken 5 online tests. She's taken 5 online personality tests to determine she doesn't have narcissistic personality disorder. I'm like, who does that? Who? I mean, you can go through every one of the B cluster symptoms and things for B cluster personality traits. I think she has every single one of them, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not gonna do that tonight, but yeah, people have done that. And of course, it's armchair psychology. I get that, but still, she ticks every box. And so whatever mental things that she has, because she says I don't have any mental disorders. Well, ADT and ADHD are still disorders of the mind. They're not as severe as something like Alzheimer's or schizophrenia, but they're still malfunctions in the mind to some degree. But she did say her doctor said it was okay. Well, I think that should be called into question by 7M's legal team and say, okay, can you show us this doctor? Can we get the fact that your doctor has told you it's okay to mix prescription medication of Adderall and alcohol? I think that'd be interesting. Let's see here. Cocky, not cocktail. Yeah, everybody touch the like button. I'm not even looking at the other things here. Somebody look at this. What I got? 14 likes, 15 likes. Yay! Yes, KJ does drink brew. Oh yeah, no. You know what? I think more guzzle would be the appropriate verb for that. When she drinks, she drinks. She's not like me or a few other people that are just sociable drinkers. I have one beer and then I'm done. I go out, I have like one sake. Like I went out for sushi a month or two ago, and I had a small sake. It wasn't even a large sake. It was a small sake because I just forgot what it was like to have sake and sushi. I just had a craving. Went out one night, went to a little sushi place down here, got a small little California roll because, again, frugal. So I didn't even get one of the high-end rolls. I just got a little California roll with the avocado and rice, and I love that. And I had a little thick of sake, and that was my dinner. So I think next time, though, I'm going to get a seared salmon roll. Matter of fact, if you go look at, there's a place called Dragon Sushi that's not far from me. And if you look at Indio, California, 9201 under Dragon Sushi, look for my review. And I took a brilliant picture of the smoked salmon sushi roll. And it's gotten so many views. It's ridiculous. Because I don't normally take good pictures of things, but this picture, for some reason, just came out like you would see like on a magazine or in a menu. I thought it was this really, really good picture. And then I did a review on them. But that sushi roll was just so good. They would get that again. Megan and Supernatural Crimes are awesome mobs. So is Reagan. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. I absolutely agree with you. Um, see what else we got. Nobody wants to pop in? Goose, you want to pop in? You can pop in. Rum and Coke lunch break. Oh, that'd be fun, right? Heat chill? That would be fun. I got 30-minute lunch. I just do a rum and Coke on my phone. Yeah. Alex, I'm gonna butcher this name. Exulonicis. Um, who takes 5 personality tests? Narcissist personality test. I mean, sure, it may be fun to take 1 or 2, even though you know that they're just absolutely nonsense. It's like I took an online genius test and I'm smartest person in the world. I scored me a done 210. Yeah, we know that these tests they're stupid, but who takes 5 of them? I mean, I don't know. You know. Um, Where Miracles Fly says, I've been in recovery for almost 10 years. That's a long time, a decade. Congratulations. I think of people that even make it 1 year in recovery is difficult. I'm fortunate when it comes to that. I've never had any kind of alcohol problem. I don't even like alcohol that much anymore, but I never had to go to an A meeting or be counseled for alcoholism or anything like that. But I can imagine people that are genetically, especially predisposed to alcoholism, how difficult it is to kick that. I mean, I kicked cigarettes and that was difficult enough, but I think alcohol would be even far, far worse than that. People go through detox. You can literally die from that. And she says, Katie Joy, definitely, in my opinion, takes recovering alcoholic to know one is using alcohol and addict. And I think that's absolutely true too. However, I think that other people that don't use or at least have been around alcoholics and addicts know the signs as well, right? So people that have been around alcoholics, I have been around alcoholics, both online and in my real life. And I know those signs too. And I will tell you, when it comes to drug addicts, especially methamphetamine drug addicts, not a single solitary time did I know a meth addict that was trustworthy. Not a single solitary time. No matter how much I cared about them, no how much I was friends with them, they still would throw me and their family under the bus just to take a hit. Every single solitary time. It is a straight up fact in my life that if somebody that I know is on drugs, especially meth, they will never be able to be trusted until they're off of it. That's just from personal anecdotal experience, but I've seen no defeaters to that. I have seen at no time has anybody surprised me and not been dishonest or been a thief or manipulative or lying to people when they're on those kind of drugs. Not a single solitary time. Autistic says, I agree. She has all those personality disorders. I've read that part for years. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I don't think she's full on histrionic personality disorder. I think she's borderline on that one. I do think she's malignant narcissist. Some people have suggested on Twitter she's a covert narcissist. I don't think so. Kyle was a covert narcissist, but a covert narcissist is much more manipulative behind the scenes. Katie Joy is more in your face manipulative, right? She's much more evil in the fact that she's just a straight up sadist and she enjoys harming people. That I would put under malignant more than I would covert, right? So, but as far as like ADHD, ADD, sure, let's go what she has though. I'm fine. Now I want sushi. Let's go, Dragon Bay. I'll when I go to sushi, I'll take a pic and send it to you. Or we can do a live from there, and I can have sushi where we're live. I don't even do that. I don't know who has lives where they eat unless they're maybe hanging out with somebody. That'd be kind of cool. But when I go out to eat by myself, because I do that. I wouldn't want to live. I wouldn't want to live stream that. I love sushi and sashimi. Yeah, sashimi and sushi. I do like my sake. Not a lot. Not my favorite thing, but it's good. No heat shield. No, we don't. No, nope. I'm going to time you out for suggesting pineapple pizza, man. Nope. No. Now you know what? Here's the truth, man. Here's the truth. I will eat pineapple pizza. Okay, I will. If it's the only thing left, I will eat it, and I'll be happy, and it's okay. But if I ever had a choice between pineapple pizza and real pizza, yeah, I'm gonna go with real pizza. Yeah, that was a slight against people, pineapple pizza people. Okay, you p cubed people, your pineapple pizza people. No, no, no. All it does is make a pizza, what you would normally be a pizza, just become like this Hawaiian flatbread kind of stuff. Okay, don't do it. Don't put pineapple on pizza. Goose says you're right. I, I I like that. I like when somebody says you are right. My three favorite words I love to hear from people. You know, those three words that every man loves to hear. You are right. The patriarchy always wins. And there goes my channel. Okay, everybody's leaving. So Goose says she's an alcoholic and addicted to Addies too. I think that why she's got an eye twitch too. Yeah, there's a few things about neurological conditions that she seems to have due to excessive drinking, vascular problems she seems to have due to drinking and drugs. This latest, whatever she's got, this MRSA or boil or canker sore, whatever the hell she's got in her eye, it has to be pretty bad because the last one she got, she was pretty dang proud of. You know, most of us, we get a small pimple, we don't go on camera, you know? And that's not because they're narcissistic. It's just that, you know, we're like, I know we don't want to go, looking that bad. But, she had this massive thing on her face and trying to elicit sympathy for it. So, Goose says, I would come up, Steve, but it's 1:30 a.m. here, and my husband is sleeping next to me. Okay. Well, that'd be kind of weird then for you to go, hey, I'm gonna slide into somebody's StreamYards here, honey. Do you mind? And I wasn't sure what Goose this was either. This is the Twitter Goose. Yeah, Twitter Goose. Okay. Wasn't sure. Somebody who can't stand being proved wrong takes 5's test. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, don't you think after the first 2 or 3, it'd be like, yeah, okay, but whatever. Nope. I don't even know how to do FaceTime. I don't have FaceTime either. I'm probably gonna have to download it one of these days. Let alone have the guts to pop in for a live stream. I thank you, Steve, for all the facts. Nothing but the facts. I try to. Look, I try to keep to the facts. I like to think that I'm objective. I may not get everything right, and when I do correct, I do get more data and I correct things. I just change my opinion. That's simple as that. Don't come to me thinking that whatever my opinion is going to be absolutely right, especially the first, time or so. After I get more information and I learn more about something, then I'll formulate a conclusion that I think will be the case. And if I have to change that conclusion, I will, which is rare, but it does happen. But usually when I speculate, that's all it is until we get more data, because that's all you really can do. But when you state certain things as facts, you better make sure that they are facts. And there's only a few channels out there that I do respect enough that I know really do try to put out the facts. Of course, I have opinions too, but I've noticed a lot of YouTube creators have gone different routes. They rather put out what's popular or what they think people want to hear rather than what they really believe or what they think it's going to get them the best amount of views. Well, obviously, I'm not like that. My views have gone down to nothing comparatively what they used to be because I speak my mind, and that's what I want to do. And those that do stick around, those are ones I want to watch, and those are ones I'll be just having conversations with. But the ones that don't, I'm not gonna change my positions merely because somebody out there disagrees with me. It just doesn't work that way. At least not with me. Greg May says, when I get caught, excuse me, when I get sushi California rolls with salmon, tuna, and shrimp. I'm done. I'm just gonna go. What's open right now? Absolutely nothing. Wow, that does sound amazing. I like the salmon tuna. I like tuna, but I'll eat these spicy tuna rolls. Don't get me wrong, and they're not that spicy. But you had me at shrimp, right? Shrimp tempura rolls. I don't know what's better than a shrimp tempura sushi roll, except for maybe some an unagi, which is like some eel on the side or something, right? Oh gosh, I'm so hungry. I've been cutting down my calories quite a bit, and so all I had today was fried green onions in a air fryer with oil and seasoning, which was, by the way, absolutely delicious. I had some chips and cheese with lettuce. I had a granola bar, um, and I think that's about it. Yeah, that's all I really ever had today. I've really cut back. I haven't been going out and eating as much as I was because I'm trying to get under 200 now. I did like a couple months ago, I would go out and go to Subway, right? And I happen to like Subway. I'm sorry, maybe some people don't, but I like Subway. Eat Fresh, big fan. Sponsor me. And I would order two. I would get two Subway sandwiches, like the two 12 inches, and I would eat both of them. And people are like, how the hell do you eat two 12-inch sandwiches? Well, believe it or not, I could. And I mean, the first one was easy. The first, first one in the next 6 inches was really not a problem. Finishing up the last part, yeah, maybe a little bit of challenge, but when you're hungry, you're hungry. But yeah, that would be, something I would just scarf out on. Or I'd go to Little Caesar and I'd get a hot and ready pizza. Those things are around 3,500, 3,600 calories, I think. 33 to 3,600 calories or something like that. Easily eat one, maybe even 1.5. Don't think I eat two, but I can eat 1.5. That's a lot of calories, man. That's a lot of calories. Nikki says it's sleepy. Have a good night. Catch the replay. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you as always. And I'm sorry time zones are a thing. I do wish the earth was flat, but it's not. So good night, Nikki. Heat Shield says I still can't kick cigarettes. Good job. You remove that shit from your life. Yeah. Well, you guys know the story because I've told it a million times, so I'm not going to tell it again about, I just quit cold turkey. But I'm telling you, dude, you can do it. You just smoke a cigarette that night, wake up in the morning, have some coffee, get your mind off things, go do stuff plan your week out in a week in advance, and you will stress eat. It's better to have food than smokes. You will stress eat. That's okay. Plan ahead. Get some sugary stuff. And by the 7th day, you're not even really having any really cravings that much. By 2 weeks, you pretty well know that you've done it. 2 months, you're good to go. And next thing you know, it's it'll be in 2 more years. It'll be 10 years for me. So yeah, you can do it, Heat Shield. Yeah. Oh yeah. These things, the cigarettes are super hard to quit. I mean, I went through what's called smoker's flu, where I guess it's the cells really, getting detox from the nicotine. And you have these little, this is what I was told by biologists, so take it with what it's worth. But you have these little ligands on your cells, and when you smoke, they tend to bend. And when you quit smoking, they tend to unbend, and then other biological things happen. Your nicotine receptors and all this other stuff, start getting back into normal levels, and your body starts again, not having that addiction that you had with that nicotine. And so it's a long process. It takes, several days, if not a week or two, to get over that. But if you just toughen it out, you don't cheat, you don't even have a smoke, you don't look at a cigarette, nothing. You just quit cold turkey. And I have not had a cigarette or a vape since December 5th of 2005, which I think was a Sunday. Would Alexa know that? Alexa, what was 2005 December 5th?
From cakenuggets.com. September 12th, 2000.
I did not say 12th. Oh my gosh, she never listens to me. Stop, Alexa, stop. Alexa, what day was December 5, 2015?
December 5th, 2015 was on a Saturday.
Oh, it was a Saturday. Okay. You know what? Okay. Yeah, it was a Saturday. Then I noted, I remember I didn't smoke anything on Saturday. I woke up on Sunday and go, hey, you know what? I need cigarettes, but I didn't smoke anything. So I'm just going to quit. So it was on that weekend. I think that's why I marked the date as December 5th for the day I quit. Let's see here. What else? No, here we go. Goose. No, you could put pineapple pizza on Papa John's, maybe, because Papa John's you can put anything on. But no. Real New York pizza doesn't have pineapple. You can fold it over, and that's how you should eat it. New York pizza, which I have had in New York, in Brooklyn, you fold it over, and that's delicious. Let's see here. I'm just catching up. If you go into the AANA room, typically the nicest people. Steve, I know you're smart enough to know. Please don't have to judge all recovery persons. Oh, of course not. No, like I said, I think people that are in recovery should be supported 100%. And if Katie Joy actually went to AA and meaningfully did recovery, I would never ever respect the woman. She's just not worthy of any respect. But I wouldn't use it to call. I wouldn't use it as something against her. I wouldn't mock her for it. I wouldn't weaponize that. That's the best I can do. Sorry for her. But again, AA and NA require a belief in something higher than yourself. Well, they say it doesn't have to be God, but they really do want it to be God. However, I think there are ways around that. I think the whole key thing is just for the person. And again, I'm not an addict. I've never been through that stuff. But as an outsider looking in, it seems to be that what they're really looking for is somebody to acknowledge, hey, I am powerless to do this on my own. If I could do it on my own, I would have had it by now. I need help. There has to be something greater than myself to help me get over this. And then, okay, psychologically speaking, sure, whatever. But I didn't rely on some external force to quit smoking. I didn't say, look, I have to relinquish my sovereignty, my willpower to some, God or even entity or even anything. I just basically said, I'm not going to go out and get cigarettes. Ergo, I can't smoke. I can't smoke something I don't have, right? And so I get it. I really do. I'm all for it for people that want to, if they're an A in recovery. But I certainly do not hold that against them. I do admire people that are in recovery, and that's what Sophie, Selfie Queen does and talks about, and JJ, helps with that. Um, I remember this. Kibamaki says that's a shame. One of my favorite streams was when you did from a bar talking with Topic Thunder. That was fun, and I did enjoy that. And maybe you have a point. Now that I got a new cell phone, and it's pretty nice. It's maybe I might do something like that again if I get a selfie stick. I use my tablet for that one, an older tablet. I have a newer tablet, but it's not that great. But my camera, I assume my phone camera is good. Maybe I might do that. Maybe again, I did that on my computer, not my tablet. That's right. I did it on my laptop, and it was a i3, I think, IBM Core. So I was able to stream because a lot of laptops have a hard time streaming on Wi-Fi. But I found that the i3, i5, and i7 are so good. My computer here is an i7, and I got to tell you, it's probably it's not even probably, it is the best computer I ever owned. I will never go back to a non i7 or less. And the AMD makes a great chip, and they're inexpensive, and they're fine for what they do. But I have never had a single issue with this iCore 7. It what was it? 4 logical cores, four physical cores, and then 2 additional logical cores, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. But 6 in total. But it's so smooth. Plays games just great. Don't have any issue with it. But yeah, Kimomaki, maybe I might do something like that. That was from a Topic Thunder. Whatever happened to her? She was good interviewee. I enjoyed that interview. Would you guys like to do interviews from bars? Because there's a bar right down here, and they don't care if I did interviews. Will all be all for it. I could easily talk to a ton of people there. I've been going there for years. And I thought about doing something like that similar. I just go outside and ask questions, but unfortunately, they usually play loud music to the degree where it's nearly impossible to have a conversation on a phone with loud music. It'd have to be like the day crowd kind of so to speak. But maybe I might. Where Michael Slice says, I remember when I first started watching with EKC, and so really both of you along with Tina made sense to me, and I'm thrilled that it was the case. I've known EKC for a while now, Tina for even longer, and we have a very similar story, especially Tina. Tina's been through a lot. Tina has not told her story yet. It is her story to tell. I have not told her story, nor do I ever intend to tell her story. I have made promises to Tina that I will never break, and she knows that. But it is her story to tell, and one day she will tell it, and I hope she does. And it doesn't even have to be on my. She wants it to be on my channel, but it can be on any channel. I don't care. It can be on, Aaron's or whoever's, as long as the story gets out there, because she has a story to tell. Let me tell you. Katie Joy did her dirty, just super dirty. I'm not the only one by any means. Katie Joy's dirty. Liver and onions. Now, okay, look, dragging me. I do like liver and onions. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I do. I was raised with liver and onions. My mom was a big fan of making liver and onions, and I do like it. But if I go out to eat somewhere, which I'm going to do this week, because I thanks you for the super chats. I guess I'm probably going to go Thai food now. I don't know. You know, no, don't want. I mean, I do want sushi, but next time I have sushi, as a friend of mine, I want to have sushi with, and so it's kind of like if I have sushi by myself, it doesn't going to feel right because I've already promised somebody and asked them to go have sushi with me. I want to have sushi with them, so I'm going to wait on that. I think I'm going to have Thai food. So Thai food I can have by myself. Shell says, I feel you where I've been trying to eat a lot more healthier, especially at my age. However, I love my junk food. See, I don't love junk food. I'm not a big junk food fan. I do every so often, and it's very, very limited. Like I'll have a bag of what's called honey barbecue twisties. Have you ever seen those? I don't know who they're made by, but if you look up honey barbecue twisties, super good. Super good. Or I'll have these little candies that are these little wafers, pressed wafers that are made of cow and goat milk that are caramelized. They're Mexican candy. Really good. Or I'll have these things called churritos. Churritos? They make them plain. They make them lemon lime. Those are really good. My friend went to Mexico and got this big old bag of these. Oh, chicharitos. That's what they're called. Chicharitos. Plain. And he got this big old bag from Mexico. Cheap. They're just giving away small bags. And they were super, super good. So that kind of junk food I'll eat. And I also like the baked Lays, the ones that are 50% less fat. Those are super good. Highly recommend those. Yeah, no, I believe you do want to do it, and I have no doubt you can do it. And it's one of those things. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I mean, seriously, I mean that. I mean that. If I can quit smoking, anybody can. I smoked for 25 years, so you just need a stop date. And even then, I didn't even plan on it. Like I said, I was just lazy, and I didn't want to go get cigarettes on the Sunday. That's it. That's why I quit. But I never looked back. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to quit this day. That's my quit day. No. Probably would have been easier if I did. Could have planned it out better. You know, you could cut back and say, okay, this week I'm going to have only one pack this week rather than a pack a day. Next week I'm only going to have up to 5 cigarettes a day. You know, and then I'm going to have one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening, and then taper off if you want to do it that way. Yeah, I mean, Earth isn't flat, surprisingly. However, ever since Reg Rhetoric put this last video out, flat earthers aren't taking it well. So maybe they're going to step up their game. I don't know. They seem to be all crawled back into the woodwork, so to speak. They all fell off the flat earth that because, I guess it's pretty definitive that they were wrong. Go figure. Cigarettes was the worst addiction you ever had? More than alcohol? I would think alcohol would be worse. How can you have a coffee with a cigarette? That's what I thought too, Goose. Seriously. She said, I love that. My problem, don't love the price. Oh, yeah, cigarettes down here are expensive, like $8 to $10 a pack. When I smoked, it was like $4, right? And then even then, you could get $3.75 for the Indian type. But I like Marlboro Lights. If I had to smoke anything, it was going to be Marlboro Lights. But you get used to it. You actually get to the point where you don't want a cigarette with coffee because cigarettes taste bad. Matter of fact, go get some indica and get like 10 milligrams of an indica, and then go eat some really good food, and that food tastes amazing. Cannabinoids really, really, absolutely, without question, enhance your flavor experience. And so have coffee on that. Yeah. Or have whatever, but, don't need a cigarette. Have a 10 milligram indica, have some coffee. Well, we want to wake up, then sativa, and have some coffee and then just enjoy the flavor. I drink, Folgers coffee from if I'm gonna drink like coffee that I have to like put in the pot, I drink Folgers. However, I really also like Maxwell House, and so what we'll do is we'll alternate, so you don't get accustomed to one. Sometimes I'll do like, you know what, I really want Folgers. Other times I really want Maxwell House because they both make really good coffee. But if I have instant, I only use one of two things. One's called Lava that I get, which is really inexpensive, but actually really good. It's cheap coffee, but it gets the job done. And so when you don't want anything, you know, too powerful, you just want a cup of coffee. Yeah, the Lava, I think it's called, good stuff. And by the time you drink one or two good cups of coffee, you can kind of like, go to one of the cheaper kind because again, frugal. But I really like the Nescafe. The Nescafe makes good coffee. Yes. Oh, Alexa, do you see a ghost? Alexa, do you see a ghost?
Okay, here's Ghost Detector. Welcome to Ghost Detector. Highly advanced astral
What is this?
allow me to detect ghosts,
What?
phantasms,
What?
poltergeists, and other unearthly
What?
beings. To use Ghost Detector, simply say Alexa, launch Ghost Detector. I will activate.
What am I getting myself into here?
Let you know if there are spirits about. If
I swear to God, if I get demonically possessed, Alexa, launch Ghost Detector. Hi, Sue Elliott. Hey, Sue Elliott, I only watched half of your stream the other night with EKC. I'm finishing it up. So far, it's really, really good. And I'm so sorry again what Katie did to you. We'll never be able to wrap my head around that. But I haven't finished it yet. I'm only halfway through. I was laying out in the sun getting a tan, listening to that actually. Yes, I was laying out 110-degree heat with a UV index of 13 because I'm an idiot. Alexa, launch Ghost Detector.
It's been a while since I've detected a level 1 remorseful ghost. It is worth 11 ghost bucks. You have detected one remorseful ghost.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I guess she just tells me if she detects something, right? Flying Mom, Laura, I really hope Katie Joy's attorney is documenting every conversation she has with her. It must sucks to have Katie Joy as a client. Oh, they are documenting everything. These people are just fastidious in their litigations. They know everything. They watch everything. They get sent everything. They have a whole team of people that are working to help out those lawyers. Any live that she does, they're going to know about. Any clips, Now, mostly it's probably going to be like the clips. People send them the more pertinent clips, and Katie Joy knows that. She knows that anything she puts out public, or even private, even nowadays, can go to the attorneys. She doesn't care because she thinks she's above the law. But the fact that, okay, I'm going to rephrase this. No, it is a fact. I think they did confirm this, that Katie Joy contacted, she contacted, was it Dion's lawyer directly or 7M's lawyer directly? Who was that? Do you guys remember? Whose lawyer did she contact directly? And again, why? I don't know. Alexa, are there any ghosts in here?
Okay, here's Ghost Detector. Looks like there are no ghosts nearby.
Yay. Alexa, are there any demons nearby?
I found a Screamin' Demon karaoke.
No.
Screamin' Demon karaoke.
Alexa, stop.
18 miles away in Cathedral City.
Alexa. What do you see? Alexa, who's Katie Joy Paulson? I haven't ever done this before.
From wikipedia.org. He was a member of the Nike Tour from 1997 to 1999.
I don't think she's sure. Alexa, stop. Alexa, who is Without a Crystal Ball?
Here is a biography for Katie Joy,
Ooh.
YouTuber who has gained fame for her Without a Crystal Ball channel. Her pop culture and celebrity news discussions. Celebrity news discussions? From 19 kids and counting have helped her grow to more than 230,000 subscribers.
She has 300 something now. Wow. Interesting. Don't ask questions you want the answer to, I guess, right? Yeah, pop news channel, please. Best coffee is Yellow Can Cuban. Maybe, yeah, some of them. Well, the Arabian, coffee grounds, or there's ones that are chewed up and spit up. What are the ones that what do they eat? was it the ferrets they'd eat it? I don't remember the koala bears. I think something the bears eat the coffee beans, then shit them out, and then they make coffee out of them. Supposed to be really expensive, you know. Alexa, are there any ghosts in my house?
Looks like there are no ghosts nearby.
Yay! Yeah. What does she do when there's? What does she do when she pretends to find one? Yeah, Fritos, honey barbecue. I think that's what they are. I'm gonna look that up. They call the Twist Fritos, honey barbecue. I think they're Fritos. Yeah. Let's see here, I can tell you by looking. I'm googling. I'm googling. Yeah, Fritos. Frito flavored twist honey barbecue flavored corn chips. Oh my god, they're so good. They're so good. I'm telling you. I'm blown away by them. I like corn chips as well. I mean, like the chili cheese corn chips, but the honey barbecue twist are exceptionally good. Yeah. He just says, "Oh, thank you, brother. I know the encouragement I can get. I might save my life. Love you for that. Absolutely. We're going to keep you around, man." And again, let me just reiterate: you have to do it for yourself. My dad and my daughter wanted me to quit for years, and of course, a lot of people do quit for their family and for things of that nature, and I get that. Nothing wrong with that. But I thought it was more important for me to quit because I wanted to quit. It was for me. I've learned that if you want to do something for yourself, you're more likely to accomplish it than you are if you do it for somebody else. It has to be for you first. So, Sue Elliott, did you want to pop in? We all give Sue Elliott a hug. I used to have this little heart thing where I can make a little heart thing on the live chat. I mean, how do you? I don't know why it comes up sometimes it doesn't. But I can't do a little heart thing. But yeah, Sue Elliott definitely deserves a hug. Do you think we can use a FOIA for Katie's money stop? It's already out there, I think. Her DUI. Yeah, I think it's already out there. Which I'm surprised hasn't been brought up in the court yet, has it? At least not to my knowledge. Yeah, see, how do you do that heart thing? I've seen it before, like, but I don't think maybe the streamer can't do it. Maybe if I log to a different account, I can do it. But I don't want to do that. Well, okay, let me switch. Let me switch to non sequitur. 1 sec here. Let me see if it comes up with a heart. Yeah, it does. 100%, 100%, 100%. Yay. Okay, so look at that. Party. Ooh, it's party time. Okay. Yeah, it does that. Yeah, I guess the streamer doesn't have that. It's just the people watching. So I can on sequitur show account. Woo. Happy faces. All right. Anyways, let's see here. Let me log back to my other one. Switch back. Okay. By the way, I need like 10 more subscribers to get to 16.2 or something. It's not very many. So make sure you're subscribed. A lot of times people will get notifications or other things, but they aren't even subscribed. So if you're watching this, and especially after the live chat or after the replay, just check again if you're subscribed, because you'd be surprised. Most viewers for channels, like 80% of them, don't subscribe to the channel. Yeah, it's a lot. Oh, you're very welcome, Sue Elliott. Like I said, I'm going to finish up your discussion with Katie Joy tomorrow. All right, get some subs. All right, so anyways, like I said, I'm gonna probably be wrapping this up. Unless you got some questions. You guys, any questions for the legal docs that dropped, or last minute for anybody to come in to ask questions? I think again, I touched on the most relevant parts of the interrogatories. They're not messing around. They're not going to take this, "Oh, I'm a journalist," as an explanation of why they didn't get the discovery. Matter of fact, Katie Joy was actually supposed to issue her own motion to compel discovery, but I don't know what that would even entail, because everything that she wants is just going to go to the lawyers anyways. She's not going to get access to their financial records, that's already been deemed highly confidential. So there's nothing really she can ask for in discovery that's going to help her case. Dragon says, do you think she's going to lose her social media? If 7M has their way and or Dion DeRico has his way, yes. Yes, I do. Because I think that's going to be a stipulation for them. Because I can guarantee that at least Dion does not want her to do this to anybody else. And 7M is probably going to be in the same boat. And if it gets to that point where they're at the end of the trial and stuff like that, I know a lot of people are going to be saying to 7M, take her channel. That's how you're going to recoup your losses. Katie Joy's videos can still make some money because it is still monetized, but have her sign that all over to somebody else and let them recoup their losses by her giving her channel to 7M or Dion, which would be amazing. Wouldn't that be great? I would, where any of the lawyers of the 7M case, I would be asking for a mental health evaluation for McBrowse. To what end? I don't know what good that would do to ask for a mental evaluation. Let's say they did deem her to be Mensa, Mensa non-competent, whatever it is, non-complicia. But they did deem her a narcissist. It's not going to change anything. She doesn't get off the hook. And I mean, if anybody, Mage, anybody should give Katie Joy or recommended her that she gets a personality disorder test. It should be her own lawyers. You got to like think about this. Her lawyers have to hate her. There's no way that her lawyers cannot hate her. There's not a reality out there where her lawyers like this woman. There's no freaking way. And of course, she was telling her followers that I told my lawyer that my lawyer fired me because I was a narcissist. And my lawyer's like, what the hell is she, what? I was like, yeah, here's the screenshot. And I mean, you're just blown away by that. It's like, why? First of all, lawyers don't fire clients; they can withdraw. But second of all, I never spoke to any of her attorneys. Her attorneys never even talked to me, not once. How would they evaluate me that I was the worst malignant narcissist they've ever seen in their lives? Okay, let's go with that. Matter of fact, Tina just put out a video of how many people, and it wasn't even close to all of them, that Katie Joy was saying was a narcissist. That's her favorite word. Everybody's a narcissist. Everybody's a narcissist except for her. And it's kind of funny because the people that we have claimed are narcissists are the ones that lied in court. Kyle was a narcissist and he lied in court. Katie Joy is a narcissist. She's lied on court records. So I think that's a very telltale sign that if you're willing to lie under oath, you're willing to lie in affidavit, yeah, sure, you probably have some propensities to be a narcissist because you think you're going to get away with it because you don't think the law applies to you. So it would be awesome if the rules that made Katie Joy give up her channel. It really would. I mean, it would be just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Why isn't Dion sued her yet? I don't know. Dion had said that he was doing an emergency filing. And I don't think he did. I don't think he did the emergency filing once Katie Joy removed most of the things that he wanted. However, she didn't remove all of it, and she still speaks about him, and the damage had already been done. He didn't say he was going to sue her if she removed everything. Or he didn't say he wasn't going to sue her. He said that he basically was going to sue her regardless, but anything that she didn't remove could be used in the legal proceedings. The way the cease and demand letter was written, it was that the case was already in the progress of being written. And so I don't know. He's been on the road. I know he's talked to a lot of people. He hasn't told me anything about his plans after the last thing I heard from, which was he was going to be filing aggressively against Katie Joy. So if anybody's had any contact with Dion, I mean, if not, I can ask a mutual friend of ours. But as far as I know, he's still talking about it. I mean, he's asked me and other people questions, so I don't know why he would unless he was actually filing. So Laura has asked, I just wonder if Katie Joy's going to make it to an actual trial. I think there might be enough discovery to make a ruling. And you might be right as far as a summary judgment. And yes, that would be their best move, only because they don't have to go through the hassle. Although I'm sure they would love for Katie Joy to actually have to lie on the stand in front of a judge and jury, just like Amber Heard had to do, or she didn't have to, but she did. We all know that Amber Heard lied, another narcissist. And so that's exactly what Katie Joy would be doing. She would have to lie on her oath, and her lawyer can't allow that. If she lies on her oath, her lawyer has to remove her from the stand and point that out to the court that this was not true. So she doesn't want her lawyer. She doesn't want her client on the stand, because I'm sure every lawyer that Katie Joy has ever had knows she's lied. These people get paid for this. They're lawyers. They know when their clients are lying. Don't think for a second they don't. Of course they do, especially when it's so egregious. So I don't think they want her to go in front of an actual judge or even a jury. So if there's enough through discovery and her constantly obfuscating and constantly avoiding the interrogatories, then I think that 7M would have every right to ask for a summary judgment. And it would probably possibly be granted. I don't think they had enough to get the default judgment. If you guys remember, I even said the default judgment, it's not going to go through. It's going to be denied, and it was denied. But a summary judgment is different from a default judgment. A summary judgment is based upon the merits of the case alone, where there's really no contest, or if Katie Joy is not actively involving herself in the lawsuit through discovery, where she's not giving the plaintiffs the answers to the questions that they've asked, in which case it's like, she's not participating in discovery. Therefore, we asked we were going to get $1 million for a default judgment, but we want $5 million now. We want $10 million now. And we want our YouTube channel, and we want her new car, and we want her house. Who knows, but I definitely think it's going to be interesting. I think that this case is going to go all the way to some degree. She is going to lose. I will bet money on she. I will bet money. Matter of fact, do you guys remember on the Kyle Curtis case that I had offered people $10,000? I was going to bet $10,000 my own money that Kyle Curtis had forged documents and that had manipulated the addresses and edited the PDFs. Why? Because I was absolutely sure of it, because I saw exactly what he did. I was going to bet $10,000. Nobody took me up on that. Nobody. And yes, it was $10,000 my own money, saved up, put aside, just money I forget that I even have. But if I could double my money on a sure bet, I was damn well going to do it. However, when it comes to this, I will bet somebody that if it goes all the way to trial or summary judgment, she will lose a substantial amount of money. I'm not going to put $10,000 on it, but I certainly would probably put a few hundred or even $1,000 maybe on it. But I don't think anybody's going to take that bet. But I am highly confident that she's going to lose this. She's going to lose. It's just when and how much. And I think that her lawyers probably knows that she has a very weak case, and that Katie Joy was expecting to just say whatever she wants and not have to be held accountable for it, because it was never going to go to trial, that 7M was just going to give up. But, Katie Joy did say that she's not being sued again, that nobody else was going to sue her. Dion hasn't sued her yet, so I don't know. So maybe this is the only lawsuit that's going to be. I don't know. Now, if Dion would have pocket served her, he would have told me. Yeah. No, I guarantee it. He even said, he said, Steve, you will like this lawsuit. We're going aggressively, and you will like it, which means that he already had seen most of it and know what was in it. So it already had been written. But they don't. But yes, they do pocket service in Minnesota, which is probably what he's going to do, just like anybody else, because you're kind of required to do pocket service. It's just how their system works. But if he would have already served her pocket service, he would have already like shown it. Well, unless he's keeping his cards very, very close to his vest, maybe. I mean, I did tell him, don't talk about the case. Don't even mention her name. I told him, if you go on because I knew he was going to go on Good Morning America, and I just said, if you go on one of these shows, don't mention her name. Just call her a gossip YouTuber. And he's like, yeah, I agree. Good point. Don't mention her name because it just drives things to her channel. So maybe he's keeping his cards very, very close to the vest, and that he maybe has pocket served her because Katie Joy's not going to release that information. So that may be true. Hadn't thought about that. You're right, because she's in Minnesota. So I will try to ask him, but like I say, he's not as verbose as he used to be. After myself and other people have said, don't give too much away about the case. I don't need to know that many details. Although he is really interested, if to get the victims to be somehow involved in this case. But so did Todd Chrisley. Todd Chrisley said he was never going to settle. He told me he was never going to settle. I talked to Todd Chrisley on the phone and made it very clear that he made it very clear to me that he was not going to settle this case. But of course, he also said he wasn't going to go to jail for 12 years. So, let's see here. Yeah, I kind of figured that McBrowse. Yeah, I mean, she's, that's probably how she probably has a new infection. She probably got her microbladed, and it didn't go very well. She probably tried doing it herself. Hang on. Okay. Legal documents, anyways, should be punishable because it's a crime, right? Well, yes, it is technically perjury to lie to the court. However, as we found out from Kyle Curtis, you can lie and nothing happens. I mean, I still have all the documents we sent to the detectives. We gave the detective, as my lawyer said, a case on a silver platter. It was a cut and dry case of perjury. There was no question about it. Kyle Curtis lied to the court and his depositions. They didn't do anything about it. Now, that wasn't Minnesota, that was North Carolina. But it doesn't seem like they really pressed charges for perjury, apparently. So, yeah, I just don't. So, I mean, she and it's funny because when she did the affidavit for that BS TRO, she lied on every single one of those things, except for like maybe one. I think one or two of them was true. She said her name is Katie. That part she got right, but everything that followed was just an outright lie or highly distorted exaggeration. And so my lawyer was like, you can do that. You can lie on an affidavit to get a TRO, and they cannot do anything about it. It's like, wow, that's some messed up shit. So, but anyways, it is getting a little late here too. I'm going to wrap it up. I know I said I wasn't going to go long, and here's, it's been an hour and a half, but I said, it's going to be short, and I generally don't go much longer than 90 minutes. So I am going to wrap it up. Yeah, only the DA can place charges of perjury. But the way it works is like for North Carolina, the detective had to bring charges, and then the DA would prosecute them. The DA was constantly in contact with the assistant district attorney for North Carolina for Greensboro County, and she was so sick of hearing Kyle Curtis's name, she hated this guy. She hated him. But she said, the DA can't bring charges. The detective has to bring charges, and she can prosecute. Yeah, believe it or not. So, but with that, guys, I am fading. I do got to work tomorrow, but hopefully I'll be off, sufficient time. Maybe I might go get something to eat, and if I could do, I'll take pictures of it, and I'll do it next week. So I do want to thank the super chats. They are going to go to food and drink, and I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. This was fun. I probably will stream every Friday because it's just a good night for me to stream. I'll probably do non sequitur on the weekends instead. So, Mage, thank you for welcoming me to your live stream. Had fun, absolutely, and I appreciate it. Like I said, you only got about 1,980 more videos to go to catch up. But all my videos, Katie Joy, most of them are on a playlist, not the later ones. But my older ones are on a playlist. My blog is a great place to start. www.greatdebatecommunity.com. #MeToo. My story of Katie Joy Paulson. Still my most read blog, even though my blog is on epistemology and philosophy. My most read entry is on Katie Joy. Well, what a treat that is. But also, again, I got the Non Sequitur show, which, I still want to put out content on. It's just so hard. I do have a guest lined up on August 6th, and I will be doing a special episode on the Non Sequitur show. You're going to love this. On Katie Joy. But I'm going to do it as a panel. And I've already asked a few people to join. I have other people I still need to ask, which I will be doing, but I've gotten some confirmations. But I want to do it on Non Sequitur as a one and done because she was a co-host on the Non Sequitur show. That's how she got discovered. That's how she got famous, off my back, in the back of my show. But I want to do it to kind of give people a what happened to kind of situation, a follow-up. I think the fans of the Non Sequitur show deserve that. Matter of fact, I even had somebody on Facebook today goes, and I'm not even joking, I even posted on Twitter, like, you're not that Steve McRae from the Non Sequitur show, are you? I'm like, yeah. I go, there's only one that I know of, I think, unless my mom had more. I mean, she'd be kind of surprised if she had more than one, but I'm like, yeah. He's like, man, I loved your show, blah blah blah, and I was like, man, okay, so there are some people that remember it, but I just got to figure out what I want to talk about on the show. But I do want to do one, where are they now kind of stuff, because I think I owe it to the fans, and I think one episode on Katie Joe would be brilliant, don't you? I mean, it's not going to give any more popularity than she already has. I mean, so I ain't worried about that. All right. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I appreciate it tonight. Thank you, Super Chatters, very, very much. And like I said, I give you my absolute word, and you know me, I don't break my promises at all. I give you my word. I will be using it to treat myself to some really good Thai food, or sushi, at the very least Mexican or something. It's going to go to food, guaranteed. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I try to read all of them. I really do. And I will see you next time. Good night.
To the sound. To the sound.